Là một hậu vệ Việt Nam Cộng Hòa, Dân Biểu Trâm Nguyễn lớn lên trong một gia đình người Việt quốc gia. Ba của cô là thiếu úy cảnh sát đặc biệt, từng phục vụ tại khối đặc biệt thuộc Bộ Tư lệnh Cảnh sát Sài Gòn. Sau khi Sài Gòn thất thủ, ông bị Cộng sản bỏ tù 8 năm. Dân Biểu Trâm Nguyễn cùng với gia đình đến định cư tại Hoa Kỳ vào lúc cô 5 tuổi qua diện HO. Cô đậu bằng cử nhân xã hội học tại trường đại học Tufts và bằng luật sư tại trường Northeastern. Dân Biểu Trâm Nguyễn là một luật sư tại dịch vụ pháp lý khu vực Boston và vùng lân cận, đặc trách hỗ trợ đại diện pháp lý cho các nạn nhân của bạo lực gia đình và lực di trú. Sau vài năm làm việc tại đây, cô nhận ra rằng cô có thể giúp được nhiều người dân hơn và chính thức bước vào con đường chính trị vào năm 2018. Cô đã đánh bại đối thủ kỳ cựu của Đảng Cộng Hòa, Lyon, trở thành người phụ nữ gốc Việt đầu tiên trong chức vụ dân biểu tiểu bang. Dân biểu Trâm Nguyễn đang tái tranh cử cho nhiệm kỳ thứ 3 năm nay. Cô chia sẻ về ngày 30 tháng 4 như sau.
Xin kính chào quý vị, tôi là Trâm Nguyễn, dân biểu của tiểu bang Massachusetts. Rất hân hạnh được dịp trò chuyện với quý vị ngày hôm nay. Trâm qua đây từ lúc 1992 với gia đình, rất hân hạnh là hậu duệ của sĩ quan của Việt Nam Cộng Hòa. 300 năm trước đó là sĩ quan cảnh sát, và gia đình của Trâm qua đây từ lúc Trâm 5 tuổi tới giờ, nên tiếng Anh của Trâm nói rành hơn tiếng Việt, nên xin phép Trâm tiếp tục nói tiếng Anh để dễ bày tỏ tấm lòng của mình hơn. This is State Representative Trâm Nguyễn of Massachusetts. It's truly an honor for me to be here to speak with you all today, especially as we commemorate the 47th anniversary of April 30th, which I know is important to myself, my family, and also the entire Vietnamese American community. It's truly an honor for me to be the very first Vietnamese American woman ever elected in the Massachusetts State Legislature, and now the only elected official in the State House. In thinking through April 30th, it is truly a sad day for all of us as we think back and mourn the souls of the thousands of people who lost their lives fighting for democracy and freedom, for the innocent lives lost during the war, and also the many lives that were lost post-war, whether from poverty and disease or risking their lives on the open seas trying to escape the country. And also, we are thankful for the people like my father, like my uncle, and like so many others who have sacrificed themselves to fight for freedom and democracy. And the thousands and millions of people who had to leave their country, like my family did, to seek freedom and safety elsewhere. And as we think back on April 30th and the 47 years that we've been out of our country and building our new lives in new places, including the United States, I can't help but be so proud of the contributions that we've all made as Vietnamese Americans, as the Vietnamese American communities throughout the world, and how we've contributed to the richness of the different cultures that we've encountered. And in speaking particularly of our contributions in the United States, particularly here in the Commonwealth, we have built businesses, we have helped one another, we have reached out to help other communities, communities that come after us, communities that also have to leave their own country to seek new opportunities in the United States. We have been there and we will continue to be there. And this is exactly why I am so proud to continue to work with our community to make sure that we build upon the progress that we've made, that we continue to encourage younger generations and even the older generations to build bridges so that we can continue these conversations and make sure that every single voice in our community is being heard, particularly in the United States and in Massachusetts. It's so important for us to be civically engaged so that people understand the needs of our communities. And an important way to do that is to make sure that we are civically engaged, that means that we need to vote, we need to voice our opinion, and we need to make sure that the ballots continue to be accessible to all of that, to all of us. And I'm so thankful for poll workers and translators and others who worked so hard to do outreach in our communities to make sure that people know of their rights, to make sure people know that elections are coming up and why elections matter. And as an elected official, I can say that elections do matter because we need people in government who understand us and who will continue to build on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and to make sure that they're amplifying our voices and that they understand what we care about and respond to our needs. And that's why I encourage younger generations to get involved not only with campaigns but on issues that you care about, whether it's education, job opportunities, small businesses, healthcare, whatever it is that you care about. Please be engaged and please help the generation, the older generation, to be engaged as well, and make sure that they know that their voices matter, that their opinions matter. And for us, being civically engaged is something that we need to continue to build on. I'm proud that in the Commonwealth, we have about 53,000 of us. We are the second largest Asian groups here in Massachusetts, and people need to understand that we could be a big voting bloc, and so elected officials should respond to us and do outreach to us to understand what we care about. And in thinking through how far our community has come, we've also have had some setbacks these past years with the rise in anti-Asian hate. And this just goes to show how important it is for us to continue to build solidarity with other Asian American groups, with other ethnic groups, with other vulnerable people. And I'm so proud to be working with the Attorney General on a bill to reform our hate crime laws so that we can better protect the people in our community, so that we can continue to work together to build a more welcoming and inclusive community for all, so that we as Vietnamese Americans can feel safe and that those who cause harm to us can be held accountable. And that is exactly why I ran for office. I wanted to make sure that we have a voice in government. I want to make sure that we have an elected official like myself who could be very responsive and understand the needs of our communities and work across all sectors to make sure that we are responding to the needs of the people in our communities, to make sure that we are giving resources to our seniors, giving resources to new immigrants, working with local business owners, building on the progress that our communities have made. And since I've been in office, I got elected in 2018. I'm now serving in my second term. I'm so proud to be the very first Asian American woman to be a vice chair of a committee, and really excited to be the vice chair of the Labor and Workforce Committee to really work to support workers, particularly as we saw how workers have struggled in the last 2 years from the pandemic. And now it's an opportunity for us to continue to work together to not only rebuild the community, but make sure that we thrive as a community. And so with the opportunity to serve for another term for this year, with the election coming up, I'm just so excited to have this opportunity to continue to build those bridges, to continue to encourage young folks to get involved, because this is an opportunity for you to make sure that you are voicing your opinion. We have so much work to do, and we need young people to help us do that. And so I'm excited and inspired by all the involvement that I've witnessed thus far, and I encourage more young folks to reach out, to be engaged, and to make sure that we continue to partner with you to make that happen. So thank you once again. Xin cảm ơn quý vị đã lắng nghe, và mong là sẽ gặp quý vị lại một ngày sắp tới.